Okay, so let's first do a first installation, which creates the partitions, does the encryption, and does everything that by default is done with PopOS. However, I will then do a second installation where I change the file system from ext4 to BTRFS. But I like to stay as close as possible to the defaults. Select the language, the region you want to use. I have a German keyboard. Now I'm gonna do a clean install on this disk. Provide the information on my name, on my user account. And I'm gonna use encryption, okay? I'm gonna use the same password. So this is gonna take a couple of minutes. All right, now the first installation finished. We're gonna close the installer. Do not hit restart device or shutdown, okay? So I'm gonna right click. There we go, gonna quit. So restart. Select your language, region, your keyboard layout. And now I'm gonna do a custom advanced installation. So what PopOS by default does, it uses the first partition for boot and EFI, and so I will use it also for boot and EFI. But I'm gonna format it, I'm gonna reinstall everything. But the second partition is very interesting because PopOS actually creates a copy of your ISO to a partition, and then this is your recovery system that you can boot into if something goes wrong. This needs to be formatted with FAT32 and it needs to be called /recovery. And I'm gonna format it. The last one I'm also gonna use as swap. Now the middle one, since I clicked in the first installation encryption, I have to decrypt it first. And PopOS uses LVM. I personally never use any features of LVM, but the installer requires this setup, so this is why I do this first installation. It's just easier, and this opens up everything that I want. And this is now the partition that I'm going to use for both my system files, but also for my home partition. But with BTRFS you don't have partitions where you run out of space because you do something weird with the partitioning layout. No, with BTRFS you can put everything into subvolumes which reside on the same partition and use the same space for everything. And having subvolumes make everything more flexible. You can use tools like Timeshift to create snapshots and then receive them to another disk incrementally, and this is the modern way to do this not only in 2025. So I'm going to use this partition for / and I'm going to format it, and that's the important thing. I'm going to use BTRFS. And that's it. There's a check mark, check mark, check mark. Go ahead, do the installation again. All right, now before we restart, we're gonna change the default BTRFS installation to something more convenient that is more optimal for software like Timeshift. Okay, so we're gonna create subvolumes, add home, where we're going to mount / and /home into. Okay, this is a better way, so we can do snapshots of the subvolumes. We have more flexibility. And also I'm going to use compression as a mount option, and I want to do this by default whenever I boot the system. So let's open up a terminal as root. Now we have 4 partitions, and the number 3 right here, that's where everything is resides upon, but this one is encrypted. So first I need to decrypt it. So that is the name of that partition. Let me decrypt this to crypt data. Okay, and now I'm gonna mount it currently as it is. Okay, so I'm gonna mount the subvol ID equals 5. That's the top level of any BTRFS partition. And I'm gonna use default BTRFS options because it's at the end of 2025. There's usually no need to change to adapt these mount options. It's a very mature file system. However, I do want to use when I move files around use compression, and I use level 1 on SSDs, NVMEs, level 3 on hard disks. So I'm gonna do, there is, see what is there, crypt data is what I mounted to, and the logical volume is then called data root, and I'm gonna mount everything into /mnt. Okay, in /mnt is my whole system now. So let me create those subvolumes. First the subvolume add under mount. Now we finally have a subvolume, and now I'm gonna move all the files from /mount into add. So you can use subvolumes in a sense like a folder, even though they're much more powerful. So let me go into mnt and then use this command, which I can never remember, so I have to look it up. There are probably better commands to do this, but this does the job. Takes a couple of seconds or a minute. So let's see, there is nothing in mnt except the, can have a look, BTRFS subvolume list in /mnt. We have one, the add subvolume. So now I'm gonna create another subvolume for my home directory, and I'm gonna move everything in add home, everything that is in that, I'm gonna move to that subvolume. So quick check. There should be nothing in add/home, but there should be my user folder in the subvolume add home. And triple check, let's have a look. I now have 2 subvolumes. So now I need to tell both the fstab that it should mount, how it should mount / and /home, and I need also to add some root flags to the kernel stub and the systemd bootloader. So let's start with the sftab. So let's use nano for this and mnt in add etc fstab. So deadline here tells you to mount / using BTRFS, using defaults, but I like to add compression, and I want to mount this to add. I don't need this fs check flag, this doesn't work for BTRFS really. And then I'm gonna copy and paste the whole line again and do the same for mounting /home to the subvolume add home. That's it. Now I need to add the root flags to the kernel stub file. So whenever I do update the kernel, etc., everything is done correctly and stays in place. So that is in kernel stub configuration. Go to the user section and somewhere, it doesn't really matter where, add root flags equals subvol equals add. And very importantly, don't forget the comma. Control O, Control X. Now that is it. Now also the systemd bootloader, which resides on the first partition. So let me mount def nvme p1 to add boot fe, and let me change now in add boot fe loader entries the default PapoS current. You have the options, the kernel options, and here I'm also gonna add root. I'm not gonna see this, so I'm gonna put this here, root flags equals subvol equals add space. Okay. Close that. I personally also like to add a timeout to the systemd bootloader so I can conveniently access the recovery system if needed, and that is in loader.conf, I think. Yeah, I need to add timeout 3 seconds. All right. So now I need to update the initramfs. So let me go into and unmount everything. So -l mt. And now let me actually mount the add subvolume, because this is where my root file system is resides. So subvol equals add. Don't really important right now, but why not? Let's use my mount option. So def mapper data root. I'm gonna mount this here. So now I am in the add subvolume. Now let me go into the system. This is called a chroot or change root. Okay, so for this I need to map the devices of my system, and all devices are basically files. So I need to, I'm gonna use a for loop to map /dev pts /proc /sys and run. And I'm gonna always run mount, the bind mount, and I'm gonna bind this to mnt / all these folders, and done. Let me double check. Dev pts proc sys run mount looks good. Now I can change the root, go into my system. Now I am actually in my installed system. Let me mount everything in the fstab. So cool, everything is successfully mounted. And the one command that I need to run now is the update initramfs for all the installed kernels. You will see a warning that fscheck BTRFS doesn't exist because the BTRFS tools are not installed for some reason. So I'm gonna apt install BTRFS procs, and this will actually do another update to initramfs. There you go. And there is then no warning. So if you see any errors, then you probably forgot the comma in the kernel stub configuration file. And that's it. I'm gonna exit the chroot, I'm gonna exit the root, I'm gonna exit the terminal, another terminal here, whatever. I'm gonna restart the device. So you see I have 3 seconds to choose either my system or the recovery. Now I have to unlock my LUKS encrypted partition. And there we are. Okay, so let's walk through the welcome screen. Wonderful. So basically that is it, but I want to quickly check whether everything is set up correctly. So first of all, let me check whether everything is mounted. Yes, /home is also mounted. Let's see how it is mounted. Let's see all the options for the stuff that is mounted with BTRFS. Those are the options, the default options. Compression is enabled. It's an SSD. Wonderful. We also have the swap usage. First, it's gonna be ZRAM, so that is compressed RAM swap. And then the second priority is the swap partition, which is very nice. Okay. file system show, and what about the subvolume? Volume, there we go, add and add home. Okay, so let's install Timeshift. To applications, Timeshift. And let's set up the snapshot type to BTRFS. That is my disk. Note that when I hit here, there is a warning that this device does not have a BTRFS partition. This is a bug in Timeshift because of encryption, and LVM, it doesn't matter. So I usually want to do this schedule here for my snapshots. And I do want to include the add home subvolume, so if I delete something in my home directory, I can go back really quickly as well. And also I have now the ability, whenever I restore certain snapshots, to either restore only add or add and add home with Timeshift. So let's create, there you go, it's instant. Okay, that is basically my clean install. Good. So now I'm set. Okay, everything will be using snapshots, using the schedule that I just set up. But it's always good practice to have a look what happens in a disaster. So say for some reason you delete a very important folder on your system. So what do you do now? Cannot even use sudo anymore. Okay, maybe I can restart my system like that. So let's see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna try to boot into my system, and there's so I cannot boot anymore. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna restart, and I'm gonna restart. This is why I have the time out here into the recovery. So let us install Timeshift. First I'm going to change my keyword setting here to German, otherwise I'll have a problem. Alright. So let's do a apt install Timeshift. Go to applications, Timeshift. It's already asking me for unlocking the one partition. You have to be careful about which partition it is, but I can do that. So that's exactly the one that I want to unlock. Okay. Then let me select BTRFS again. There is my system disk. Again, this is just a bug. And here I can see the snapshots that I've created. So I'll select the good one, hit restore. It's up to you whether you want to also restore the at home subvolume. So typically you don't want to select this, but still good to have around. A warning and a disclaimer. And there you go. It's complete. So I can close everything and I can simply restart. And we're back. Everything works. There is my folder again. Okay. So that is it. I hope you found this video insightful, useful, or not. Leave a comment or just let it be. Have a good day. Bye bye.